Welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. It is Tuesday, the 23rd of August. I wanted to give you a quick kind of overview of how I'm doing a brush parging on my outbuilding cement walls. I just wanted to, fill in some of the honeycombs. And so I'll show you kind of the process. I'm almost done the first coat. I think I may give it a second if it needs it. If not, I'll see what it looks like. So you can see here I've got this section left to do, and I've done everything else up through there. Sorry, the sun's a little bright right there. This one has already been done, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. So the first thing I did, just got a pail. I mixed up about a 50-50 mix of Portland and sand. So you've got a little bit of almost like a parging thickness or consistency. So I just used some of my sand, a little bit of Portland here. Then I got a paintbrush right there, just an old paintbrush, and I'm just painting it on. And every now and again, if it's really needs a thicker coat, I'll put it on with the trowel and then brush it in. But I'll show you here my process. See if I can get this set up. Wet the surface a bit. Doesn't need to be a lot. We'll just get some water on it. Only been about an hour or so doing this whole wall. Get a little bit on my brush. The thick paint, what it's doing, it's actually filling in any of the holes, any of the honeycombs. This is the brush finish. Now obviously some places are smoother, so they just need, I'm just doing the brush to give it equal consistency so you can't see. If you just spot hard, it would stand out. So this way it blends a little better. Now I'll come over and give you a different angle. Come up close here so you can actually see what this looks like. Sometimes you have to beat your brush out a bit to get it a little heavy. Nice to stay wet on wet as much as possible. So I just had to mix up a new mix. So I'll blend it back into the other one. Now I'm going down pretty well to the foundation footing. but this is going to be backfilled, so it doesn't have to be. And you can always wet your brush down if you got a bump or something and it's starting to harden up. I just wet my brush and go back and give it a brushing, a little blend. What that does is it fills in all of those little air pockets. So it just gives it a little bit more protection and looks, you know, giving it a little nicer look. Now I'm sure that there are other more expensive parging that are out there, you know, especially how will this adhere long term. But this concrete is still pretty green. I just poured it 5 days ago, 6 days ago. So hoping that the Portland will blend as the concrete is setting, that it'll harden up with the actual concrete. And you'll notice that when I had the ties in here to hold the wall, I think I may have mentioned this on another video, I actually just wiggled them and they broke off flush to the surface, and now this will fill everything in, so there won't be rust. Although there shouldn't be, because I used a galvanized fencing. Then come back and blend it in. Just an outbuilding, so it's not, I'm not looking for perfection. If I was looking for perfection, I'd have had forms, you know, official, you know, regular cement forms. But as the frugal craftsman, I'm trying to do this effectively, not cutting corners, but at the same time not wasting money in areas where I don't need to have certain things. So I'm just about complete here. Like I said, this is going to be below, this is going to be all eventually landscape, so it'll be below the surface of the ground. But I'm just want to give it a sealing coat, blend it in. All right. So, as you can see, we'll come up here a little closer, look down across it. You can see that it makes a nice brush finish. This side here has started to dry already. I may put a little bit more in a few of the rougher spots, but overall, I think it's going to turn out okay. This back wall was where I started experimenting, so like I said, I may give it, I've got some extra here, I may give it another coat, but it seems like that's going to work. And like I said, it fills everything in and gives it a consistent finish. And like I said, I know I can see the board finishes on it. If you really wanted to, you know, get rid of all of that, you'd have to put a thicker layer on. I'm not, like I said, I'm not that concerned about it. And I don't want it to shale off, get too much on it, so I'm just trying to clean it up. So yeah, that is the way I did my parging. So thanks for joining me. I'll try to do another video a little bit later today on putting the plates on. Until then, you have a great day. Welcome back to the Tennessee Frugal Craftsman. It's Tuesday the 23rd. I did an earlier video on just putting some parging and stuff and filling in some of the honeycombing on the wall. I have now got everything pretty much backfilled, and I just wanted to bring you up to speed. So what I've done today, besides doing the walls, parging the walls, is I took that big pile of gravel that was there, that crush, and I put it in there. Had my friend come in, he had his tractor, and we leveled everything off, and that way the rain can get on it. Crush shouldn't settle too much, but I won't be pouring that for a while. I also laid out the plates here, as you can see. Got everything ready so I can start building the walls. I just have to put the sill gasket on. And right here in front of me there was a big stump, so I cut that out of the way, as you can see here, and buried it. So this will be, when I'm done landscaping, it'll all be buried underneath of this. So that's all gone. And then I put crush all the way down across here, and then just brought in a little bit of topsoil or dirt that I had from the inside. I had my friend bucket out a bit and put a couple buckets here, and then I just leveled it out to try to give me a nice kind of a taper, let the water run. Come around here. The brushed parging is pretty much dried in, as you can see here. It's drying in, so all the honeycombing is gone now, and you've got, I mean, you can still see where the boards were, but overall it's, you know, it's a smoother finish. Come on around here. You can see here where I put the crush in. This is the only side. Everything else, as you can see, I leveled. This is the only side I haven't done anything to, and that's because, other than put the crush in, because when we get some extra fill later, I don't know, when I'm doing the basement or whatever, I want to slope this away more, because right now it's just kind of, it's running a little bit towards the building, and so I want to fill this in with some fill when I get a chance. So we've got a lot done today, and like I said, it was a big help having my friend come over with his tractor and have the bucket on it. And then this apron here, as you recall, we poured concrete in here, and this we just put a little bit of crush in here. The apron won't be out that far, but maybe 5-6 feet, and then eventually whatever the landscape is going to be, if I have to cut some of this, take a cement saw or whatever and cut some of that out, I will. But for now, it's a great place to work on. And as you can see, it's now ready for walls. So it's been a long time coming. Goodness, I can't recall now when I first started, but I'm finally there. I've got, I think I have to do other things on Thursday. I'm not sure. If not, I'm going to start framing the walls. I'm going to wait to pour the floor until we actually have a roof over it, so I could always do that on a day that maybe was threatening rain. I could always do that, or you know, so the sun's not directly on it, give me a little bit more working time. And so that's where we are. As always, I appreciate you joining me. I was going to add this to the other video, but I didn't want to make the other video too long, and also it was kind of more focused on the parging. So if you haven't watched that video, you can check that out on my YouTube channel. You can find that, just the one before this. And so that's where we're at. One more shot here. 14 by 20 is where we're at, and overall the building wasn't too far off square. Maybe on the diagonals about an inch. I actually adjusted that a little bit on the plating, so we're now square. And so for just running it with 4-foot levels or 6-foot levels and whatnot, it came out fairly well. And so until next time, you have a great day, and I will give you an update on Thursday. You have a great day.